Hello everyone, this is Michael with Quiet Lawn. I hope you're doing well. This video is continuing from the last one, sending out an estimate for Christmas lights. So if you missed that, please check that out because that's very cool. Got some very cool tips in there to help you send out estimates to get customers for Christmas lights. The next thing we want to do is once we get customers that approve our estimates, we want to make sure that we get them in a contract that spells everything out. And the purpose of the contract isn't to just hold people's feet to the fire, you as the installer and them as the customer. It's also to manage expectations and be very clear about what's included, what's not included, how the process is going to work. I'm big on doing agreements like this, service agreements like this, and contracts because it just makes everything nice and clear. It's nice and spelled out. So this is kind of how we do our contract. Once the customer gets their estimate, they choose their color scheme, they choose the number of years they're going to do the contract based on the discount they're going to get for doing additional years. We will go ahead and resend their package for them to sign, and it will reiterate exactly what they're purchasing. So you can see here on this one, I've skipped past their personal information, so you can't see their the customer's name and stuff. But you can see they chose this basic package. They chose to do a 3-year contract, 3 years, $4.99 a year, comes out to $14.97. It says right here, LED C9 lights. That's the type of lights we're using on the front roof line, and it's in big letters. It's very clear. It's not saying around their whole house. It's showing just on the front roof line. Placement is highlighted with yellow. So this is one thing you gotta watch. You gotta make sure everything's clear, especially with your estimate. You need to be very clear. You can see our estimate. We color code the exact roof line that's included, so that when our guys get there, the customer's not confused and they're like, "Well, I thought that price was to go around all 4 sides of the house." Well, no, it very clearly says front roof line. It has it highlighted right there. You want to be very clear because you will get some people that will be confused or possibly might try to take advantage of you. So you want to be very clear about that. Stake lighting, putting stake lighting around the front beds. That's also, placement is highlighted with blue. Shows the price for that. If we're doing pillars or wrapping columns on the front porch, says the same thing. Says the price for that. Price for our 2 wreaths. Adding left side, right side. They wanted to do 3 sides of their house. So on this one, you can see that we wrap the left side and then we wrap the right side, also with C9. So this is a big one. I don't remember who this is. I can't remember, but we've got a few of these like residentials. You'll be surprised. You wouldn't think there would be people paying, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 to have you do Christmas lights every year at their house. But there are people out there that Christmas is very important to them. They have, that maybe they have their grandkids coming to visit. Maybe that's just the big time of year for them, and they want their house to look amazing at Christmas. And you'd be surprised at how many people will pay several $1,000s to have Christmas lights at their house. But this one is $6,000. Well, that's $6,000. Oh, never mind. This is we do have one that's like $7,000 a year. This was $6,000 for the total of the 3 years. So this one's about $2,000 a year for this install. But you will get people that I've done several that were over $4,000 or $5,000, and I know people in Christmas light forums that have done some that are 6 figures in some big houses. So it's got here after we reiterated exactly what they're purchasing. On the this is all part of the contract, and this is all in the software Honeybook. Like I said, that's what we use. Honeybook.com. It's really good for sending estimates and getting contracts e-signed and getting people's cards on file. But next we list out the payment schedule. So they're very clear on when the payments due. They got to give us this amount deposit by this time. They got to give us this amount next year, and in 2027 they got to, by October 1st they have to pay us another 2023. So we require people to pay us ahead of time, at least at the beginning of October, so that we can go ahead and plan for that reinstall right there. So that's the first part of our contract. After that, we get into the fine print, the details that they're going to sign right here. So they'll go down here, go through all of our little terms of service that we've came up with. Quiet Lawn is not selling the lights or decorations. It is an all-inclusive decorating service that involves design, materials, installation, maintenance, and removal. So remember, with our model and the model you want to run, you're not selling the lights. So you want to be very clear about this. This is a Decorating service. You don't get to keep the lights at the end of the service. These are our lights, our property. That's how we do it. So we want to be very clear about this stuff. We want to be clear about how payment is made. We want to be clear that they're required to have their electricity, their outlets working. It's not our fault if your GFI outlet keeps tripping. If you need to get that fixed, you need to have us working electricity. Everything after that is our responsibility, and the lights, the extension cords, the timers. But you need to make sure that we have working source of electricity at the site. And if we're having to come out there multiple times because you have a faulty electrical outlet, you're going to have to pay for that. Warranty, the warranty information, no backing out clause, and then just miscellaneous, all your just little legal stuff. But you can see right here, and we can block all that out. We can block out the name. You can see this is our simple 1 to 2 page agreement. We try to keep it as short as simple. I don't like these long contracts that are complicated with a lot of fine print. I just like to be very clear about exactly what's included, what's not, and what happens if the contract is kept up, and what happens if it's not on either side. So that's what our agreement looks like. Honeybook, they will e-sign that in Honeybook, and then after that they're good to go. They're all set. In the next video, I'm going to show you once we do that, if we do, and we can do this for you. Like I said, we offer this at Service Simplify. This is part of the Christmas light package. If you choose for us to do your selling for you, at ServiceSimplify.com. It's $4.99 a month for us to run your Facebook and Google ads to get your leads in. You're going to have to spend for the ads on. You're going to have to pay Facebook and Google. You're going to have to set your budget for the ads on top of that. That's just our fee. Once we get the leads in, if you want us to sell them, we charge just a commission. We don't charge any additional monthly fee if you want us to do the selling as well. They're going to follow up. They're going to get their payment information. They're going to do all that. And then they're going to close the sale. And then after that, I'm going to show you in the next video that we're going to build you a custom app just for your business. And in that app, you're going to be able to easily see the install notes for each customer. So we're going to upload a picture, the same picture that we sent to the customer. We're going to tell you exactly what you need to do for that customer, what they ordered, whether roof line, stake lighting, wreaths, and then it's going to have the approximate footage that you're going to need of that and the colors of light. So it just makes it nice and easy to do the installs for your crews or for yourself. So I'll show you that in the next video. If you have any questions about this, please put them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.